In this quick start video for the OAS UIEngine, we will be generating your first UIEngine project, adding some OAS tag data to drive some real-time values, and finally touching upon how you can even control styles such as element background colors from live data. All of the steps in this guide can be found in the UIEngine online documentation as well, so you can refer back to it if you prefer. You can find it here. This guide assumes you have already installed OAS and either have a demo license or have purchased a license that includes the UIEngine feature. To download and install a fully functional demo, go to openautomationsoftware.com/downloads. Once you've gotten OAS installed, you can test that the UIEngine is up and running on your machine by opening a browser to the following URL. You should see the login screen here. Before using the UIEngine, you'll need to set up a security credential on the OAS server that allows you to log in and edit screens. Open the OAS configuration application and select Configure Security. In the group name field, enter in a name such as UIEngine Admins, and ensure that Enable All Features is selected. Also, check under the UIEngine tab to ensure that access level is set to Admin. Click Add Group to create your new security group. For getting started, having a security group with full access is useful and prevents any issues related to security while learning the platform. Once you are ready to put an application into production, you can reduce access to features and objects as you see fit. Next, we'll add a user to this group by selecting Configure Users. Enter a username such as admin and a password you'll use to log in. For security group, select the group you added in the last step and then click Add User. Now that security is set up, we can start building. Go back to the UIEngine login screen and log in using the username and password you just created. If this is a fresh install of OAS and the UIEngine, you will already have an empty project titled My First Project. Or you can create a new one by clicking the plus icon next to projects in the sidebar. Then, click the plus icon next to the project name to add a new screen, giving it a name of your choice. It should appear in the sidebar below your project. Click the screen name and then click Edit in the toolbar to put the screen in edit mode. When you do this, a toolbox will appear on the right side. If you are using a fresh install of OAS, it will come preloaded with all of the demo tags you'll be using in this tutorial. If you are using an existing installation and have removed the demo tags, you can still follow along using your own live data tags, as long as you have similar values shown here. In the UIEngine toolbox, there is a wide variety of visual components. We'll be starting with the label. Click on the label in the toolbox and a new one will be added to your screen. You can resize and position it to your preferences. Once the label is created and selected, you will see the Properties panel on the right side of the screen. Click the text property and change the value, and you will see it change in the label. In many cases, it's useful to set the text to a placeholder value if you will be using it for live data. Now, you can duplicate this label when it is selected by typing Ctrl-D or copy and paste using the standard Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V. For this guide, we'll want to create 3 labels and arrange them in a column such as sign. Next, we'll be making the label text dynamic and driven by live OAS tag data. Select a label and go back to the text property. Next to the value, you'll see a tag icon. Click this to assign an OAS tag to drive the text value. You can type in the tag if you know it, or click the tag icon in the pop-up to open the tag browser. This displays all tags on the OAS server. Select the column on the left, such as sign, and then select value on the right. And that's it. Your label text is now going to display the live value for that tag. Repeat this process for the other 2 labels, assigning the random and ramp values to each. In addition to displaying values, you can also use components to set tag values on the server. In the toolbox, click on the button component to add one to your screen. Then, in the text field, set it to Loading, like the others. And then set the value to dynamically display the value of the pump tag. Next, choose the click property and set the action to Set Tag, which will set a tag value when the button is clicked. For the tag, select the same pump value, which will now set the button to both show the current value and update it when clicked. Leave the last option to toggle. This is a convenience value that can be used with Boolean tags to just negate whatever the current value is. Now you're ready to see live data on your screen. Click Run in the toolbar and live data will start to flow into your labels and your button. You'll notice that your button displays the raw value of true or false for your Boolean tag. You can change this to something more useful. Return to Edit mode, select the button, and go to the text property. Click the tag icon and locate the formatting section. Here you can type in alternative display strings for the false and true values, such as off and on. Click Run, and you should now see the button displaying your custom strings. Click the button and the value will update on the server, driving the new display value. In addition to live display values, you can use live data to drive styles and behaviors such as the background color of an element. Return to Edit mode, select the button, and click on the BG Color property panel. This sets the background color. Click the tag icon to make this property dynamic. Click Add Tag and a panel will appear. Here is where you can choose a color to display based on a Boolean tag. For this example, we'll select green and assign it to the pump value, which can be typed directly into the field. Leaving the default to red will result in red being used when pump value is false. And you even have an option to change the color when there is bad data quality from the server. Click Run, and now your button is displaying the value as well as changing color based on that value. Building on these basics, you can now start building more complex screens and applications. In the online documentation, you'll also find more complex demo projects for inspiration, as well as a comprehensive reference section detailing all UI engine features, including detailed descriptions of each component's properties. To learn more about the OAS platform and capabilities, go to openautomationsoftware.com, and if you ever have any questions, reach out to sales or technical support during your evaluation.